Hi, this is Brian Neal with Tradetobefree.com and InvestBefree.com, and this is the Swing Trading Beginners course, the Master Plan. And this is video one in the course. And in this course, I'm going to tell you all the things that you need to know to be a successful swing trader. I'm going to share with you some of my best trading setups and strategies for making money in the market, and I'm going to go over what you need as far as software goes and hardware, risk management, a lot of key things that you have to know to get started at swing trading. Okay, so like I said, what we're going to talk about in this course is what you need to learn to succeed. Okay, the things you need to know without the things that you don't really need to know. Very focused course, and it's going to give you the master plan of how to succeed and how long it takes and what you need to really focus on. What you need as far as software, your online broker, and equipment you need to start. I'm going to give you the keys to success in a nutshell. We're going to talk about continuation patterns, one of the best ways to make money in the market, swing trading. We're going to target big profits on top stocks, and I'm going to tell you what patterns work based on our research over the past few years and when they don't work, and that's very important to know as well. Okay, I'm going to talk about bottoming patterns, which are a less stressful way to make money using our favorite reversal trades, and these are very, very good to know, and a lot of swing traders out there don't even realize that these patterns exist, and they can be very, very profitable. Also, I'm going to show you how to identify the market trend and how to know when it's likely to turn and why you should care. And I'm also going to go over some short strategies to help you make money when the market is in a bear market or downtrend. Okay, before we begin, I want to go ahead and define swing trading for you because I think for a lot of traders that when they first start, they don't realize that there's two different types of trading in the sense that there's day trading and there's swing trading. And day trading is buying and selling the stock the same day. Okay, so that's when you get in and get out of a trade all in the same day, within a few minutes to a few hours. Swing trading refers to buying and holding a stock overnight, okay, from a couple days to several weeks and even longer. All right, and one thing I wanted to point out before I start is that, really good investors do well, okay, master day traders do well, and good swing traders do well. And of course, great swing traders do well also, okay, but my point there is that if you want to learn trading, if you want to make money trading, it's a lot easier to make money swing trading than it is day trading. Day trading takes far longer to master, and it's much more difficult and time consuming. It does have its advantages, though, in that you're in and out the same day, so you're in cash by the end of the day, okay, which is an advantage. All right, and if you want to learn more about swing trading versus day trading and the advantages and disadvantages of both, you can look at our video course on our YouTube channel, and we'll tell you more about it there. The other thing I want to point out too is that swing trading can be done while you work a full-time job. All right, so you don't have to quit your job and lose money for 6 months, a year, 2 years like you do with day trading in order to get started. Okay, in general, you can learn swing trading and be successful a lot more quickly than with day trading. And the principles and techniques, though, that are taught in this course and that you learn when you swing trade can be applied to day trading as well. This course is a great start to learn our swing trading strategies taught on our site, in our newsletter, and in our book on stocks, but the principles can be applied to ETFs and other instruments. So I'm going to focus primarily on stocks in this course. Of course, some people might wonder why you would swing trade versus buying, holding, and buying mutual funds or index funds. And here's an example of the power and the potential of swing trading versus just buy and hold or buying the overall market. We started a new strategy, launched a new strategy back in 2012 for folks that just don't have time for technical analysis and don't have time to swing trade day in, day out, but they've got 15 minutes per week on Fridays to trade. And so we developed a strategy where people can just spend 15 minutes per week on Fridays and just buy and hold the top 3 stocks in the market based on our fundamental and technical research on the stocks to hold for the following week. This is a swing trading strategy where you buy and hold a stock for maybe on average a week and a half to 2 weeks. And as you can see, the performance over the long term has been much greater than the S&P 500. So this kind of gives you the difference between making, in this case, 40%, over 40% per year for 5 years versus the market return, which for the S&P 500 was 11% per year. You can see that the S&P 500 before fees in an index fund, if you had $30,000 to start with, your money would have grown to, I think, just over $50,000 before fees and fees and any commissions and so forth. And with this approach, the swing trading approach, which doesn't use any technical analysis after you enter the trade. There's more powerful technical strategies I'm going to teach you in this course, but you can see the difference between 40% plus per year over 5 years versus just 11% per year with the S&P 500. Okay, so this took the account, multiplied it by 6 with compounding over a 5-year period versus the compounding with the S&P 500 over 6 years, which was just $50,000, would have made you $20,000 on that $30,000 versus the $150,000 on the swing trading strategy. Okay, so that's the difference between making over 40% per year versus, in this case, 11% per year with the S&P 500 over the past 5 years. Now that is actually a very good performance for the S&P 500, 11%. You know, I think the average is about 9%, so it's a little above average. Most experts are predicting that in the future to expect lower returns because of, you know, higher debt and lower economic growth and other factors. You know, so more and more people are looking at swing trading as a way to achieve a higher rate of return, and you only have to put a small portion of your overall portfolio into a strategy, a good swing trading strategy. Okay, and if you make that kind of return, you will do very, very well and be very well off in the long term, regardless of what you start out with. Okay, so that's the power of making a higher rate of return than the market averages, and that's what makes swing trading so powerful and so valuable to know and understand and use. Okay, so I just wanted to show that to you as an example of what an account would do at a higher rate of return of over 40% per year versus 11% per year. Now this is just 1% per week. That's all this is. Actually less than that. You can see that if we extend this for another 5 years, this was a 6-bagger in 5 years. If we have another 6-bagger, well, that's going to be 6 times what this amount is, which will be over $1 million in 10 years. So going from 30,000 to $1 million versus 30,000 to, maybe $80,000 or $90,000. I'm not sure offhand, but down here versus being way off the charts up here at $1 million, starting with just $30,000. So that's the power of making a higher rate of return on your money in the aggressive portion of your overall portfolio. Now, I don't do this with my entire portfolio, but I've got a good chunk of my portfolio, probably about a third of my portfolio in the strategy because I know it, I believe in it, I know that it works very, very well. You want to start off with a small portion of your overall portfolio in whatever strategy you choose, but this is, if you start off with a small amount, even less than this, you can do extremely well over the long term, and that's the power of a higher rate of return that you can achieve with swing trading. You can even do better than this with the strategies that I'm going to teach you in this course with a lot of discipline, and if you learn them very well and you execute them very well. That's the end game. That's why you're listening to this course and learning swing trading and good strategies and learning and refining your techniques over time, which does take time. Okay, now what do you need to learn to be successful? Okay, this is where we should start. All right, we can break this down into a few key areas. And first of all, great swing traders and day traders both use sound risk management. Okay, and this is probably the most important thing to focus on first. We want to know how much we're risking with each trade. We want to know what those risks are. We want to know a stop loss point that makes sense, where we have support, and if we break that support, we want to get out of the trade. Okay, we need to identify that first. We also want to set our position size to know exactly how much we're risking in terms of total dollars for each trade. And if you don't do that right, then you could run into problems swing trading. Although with swing trading, it's easier to recover from those mistakes. With day trading, it's very hard to recover if you don't use sound risk management from the start. Now, the second thing we need to focus on is candlestick charting and technical analysis. Most successful traders use candlestick charts and technical analysis, as do we. And great swing traders have a strong knowledge of top chart patterns. All right, and they also have a very strong understanding of technical trend analysis. All right, and know when that trend is likely to change. Most successful swing traders trade with the trend. Generally, they buy, let's say, on a pullback within a longer term uptrend. If they're going long, or if they're shorting, they fade rallies during a larger downtrend, or when the trend is likely to change. But that's a little more difficult than it is to just play the primary trend. And I'm going to show you how to do that in this course. Great traders also understand support and resistance, of course, including how stocks behave on and around key moving averages, such as the VWAP, which is a volume-weighted average price, used often by professional traders, exponential moving averages, which are also important, and also simple moving averages like the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average, along with the 150-day moving average. Okay, so we're going to talk about all those key moving averages in the course, which ones you need to know. You can use that information to use the strategies talked about in this course or to develop your own. I also want to point out that our service is a little bit different than other programs out there in that we do use fundamental analysis to help whittle down the stock universe down to the stocks most likely to go higher in the short term over the time horizon of our trades, based on the fundamentals. Okay, if you focus on companies that are beating estimates with rising future expectations, for instance, you have a slight edge over people that don't care or look at fundamentals and those characteristics at all. Okay, so we get a slight edge by also focusing on key fundamental characteristics. And I'm going to go over the characteristics in this course that really matter to us. And in this first video, I want to talk about the master plan to succeed, which is basically learning one or two very good trading setups, mastering those, and taking the steps to master those trading setups, which includes carefully reviewing your trades and making necessary corrections as you learn. Okay, and the first thing we want to do is match those first one or two trading setups. Do that on a simulator without real money, and then move to a live account once you see results consistently over a period of months. Okay, now trading is one of the few businesses, and it is a business, you need to take it seriously, and it's one of the few businesses that you can actually practice first without real money and get the hang of it and completely understand it before you move to a live account. Okay, that's something you can't do in other businesses. All right, so you want to take advantage of that. Utilize a good simulator or paper trade at least, and make sure you're successful first before you go to a live account. So this can be broken down now. Each of the strategies that you start and master, you want to do this with several strategies. Start with one or two, okay? And you want to take each of these steps to be successful with each one. So the first step is to learn a great setup. All right, we want to practice trade that setup until consistent. And when I say consistent, I mean consistently making money month or quarter after quarter with swing trading, week after week with day trading. But we want to start there. Learn it, understand technical analysis, what to look for, how to qualify the trade, and the entry and exit points. If it's successful or if it's not successful, you have to have a good stop in place and stick to that stop. So you have to have a strategy for each trading setup that you use in your trading, okay? And you got to practice that until you're consistently making money. All right, once you do that on a practice account and you're consistent, you can then move to a live account, but start small. And then from there, you introduce other aspects of trading, such as the psychological factors. You may see a change in the trend of the overall market or the different industries of stocks that you're trading. There might be a change in how these trading setups are behaving based on market factors, and you want to continue to learn as you go along. You want to continue to correct errors and review your trades until you're consistent with small position sizes with a small portion of your account, and then you want to scale up from there once you become consistent over the months and years, and then scale up to larger position sizes over time and become very successful over time. And that's the end game, of course, and that can take months or years to become really good. And most day traders take years to perfect their strategy and become profitable if they make it at all. Okay, and swing trading in general, as I was saying before, is often profitable early on and takes less time to become good at it to the point where you're making money. Okay, but learning proven strategies is the key. Okay, you want to have one or two to start with and then learn those very well, master those, and then move on from there to a live account. One of the things, though, it's important to realize before you start trading is that it's not easy and it takes time to learn. If you have nothing, if you know nothing about technical analysis, chart patterns, trend analysis, candlesticks, and so forth, you need time to learn all the basics, and then you also need time to learn each strategy and become really good at that strategy. And that takes time. Okay, and of course you can always swing trade after work with our strategy and other strategies that are swing trading. And you really can't do this with day trading, which is much more challenging anyway. So with day trading, you have to be there throughout the day, and like I said, it takes a lot more time to become profitable, and often it takes larger position sizes because you're making smaller profits generally on each trade. Okay, so that's the areas that we're going to focus on in this course. So now that we talked about the general process of becoming a good trader, the next video will talk about the hardware and software you need to succeed. And this can be a real eye-opener for those converting from day trading to swing trading, who are new to trading, and even those who have been trading for years. And soon after that, we'll be going over our favorite trading setups as well. And if you want to learn more about those trading setups now, you can go to our site and sign up for a trial of our newsletter where we deliver these top trading setups 4 days a week. And you can see our top continuation patterns in the current market when you take that free trial. You can also learn as you go along how to trade those setups and other information about trading that is very valuable. So go ahead and sign up for that free trial if you haven't done so yet. If you want to see more of these videos, which I'll be releasing in the days and months ahead, go ahead and like the video down below. And if you have any comments or questions about this first video, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I'll get to those and answer those for you. All right, thanks so much for listening, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.